Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I'm Dave Weischadle, and as always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weischadle. Doug, another successful weekend for the UFC. What was it? What's it called? Something about the island.
This was the first weekend of UFC Fight Island.
UFC Fight Island. That's the official title of it.
That's what Dana White's calling it. That's the nickname of the island in Abu Dhabi that they have purchased.
Okay.
And are using as the staging ground for a whole slew of events. And they did the first one Saturday night. They had a successful night.
No, a lot of betting action was on it, but I had an actual profitable night. I mean, I would have had a more profitable night if Martin Day didn't get defeated by Davey Grant. But hey, you know what? That was part of my parlay. One of my parlays that didn't work out.
Well, hey, I put a couple bets down. I did well too, but not. There was some other betting action there that was really incredible for a UFC match like this, a card. First of all, how often do you see three title fights on one pay-per-view event?
Yeah,
you don't normally see that.
Well, that's why I was wondering about the official title of it. So it's UFC Fight Island, and this is the first of a series. Is this what we're talking about here? Or
they're going to have a continuation,
and everyone is going to be called Fight Island.
Well, they're all from UFC Fight Island.
They're all from UFC Fight Island.
Technically, if you want to go by the technical name of this event, it was UFC 251.
Okay, all right. That was my question. I didn't know officially what it was called.
But you had some really good action on it.
Yeah.
William Hill reported one of their players put a $200,000 bet on Masvidal to win. He lost, so the book got lucky there.
Yeah.
Another bettor over at BetMGM was reported to have placed 6 $100,000 bets.
Wow.
On different points and different cards, different fights during the night, couple on the main event. Mm-hmm. According to some what I've been seeing by covers and a whole bunch of other people covering it, the guy won his first 2 bets and then lost his last 4.
Okay.
So the books did make out in certain areas.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good betting action, and you know what? It was a successful night, and they're going to have another one Wednesday night, and they may be continually doing them from locations like this more so than anything else. Well, Dana White was pleased.
Like I said, the only fight or the only match I lost on was I went with Martin Day. He lost against Davey Grant, and I didn't do too well. Also, the big news, I guess, is college football is going to look a little different this year. I know Ivy League. If it happens, I know Ivy League is not playing. I know the Big Ten and the Pac-12 said
they're all going to be making decisions.
They're only going to be playing within their conference, so it should be interesting. Big games are not going to be played.
The other conferences are going to be making decisions later on in July, so we'll see exactly what's going on. Some of them may decide not to play like the Ivy League. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, but it's going to affect the sports books a lot too.
Yeah. Like I said, there's going to be certain marquee games that have been there every year that won't be played this year, so it's going to look a lot different. So it's going to be very interesting. It'll
be fun to watch. It
will be. Well, like I said, it's been a busy week in sports, so let's take a trip down the Turnpike. And today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today, and now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
Okay, for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about some of the professional teams getting sportsbook sponsors.
Yeah, no, boy, a flurry of activity with regard to that.
Denver got 3. The Denver Broncos, the NFL Denver Broncos got 3 sponsors.
Let me see if I can name them. I know Betfred. We just interviewed the CEO of Betfred USA last week. FanDuel, am I correct with that?
Yes.
Now BetMGM, am I right?
That's correct.
All right.
But we're not going to talk about any of those.
No.
And we're not even going to talk about the Detroit Tigers going with PointsBet.
Okay.
That's a baseball team. No. We're going to be talking about what's going on in Spain.
All right.
Now, this is all brand new to us on the United States side in terms of teams getting sports betting sponsorships. But overseas, they've been dealing with this and having these for years and years and years. Spain has now started banning some of this stuff.
Well, when it comes to Spain, the big thing is soccer. And, everyone's wondering about, you got to get your name on the jerseys. So I'm curious to see if sportsbooks are going to get their names on the jerseys.
Well, given what's going on with Spain is not just a big thing as getting sponsorships. It obviously is they're having issues with problem gambling.
All right. Okay.
And just recently, the government of Spain issued the Royal Decree on advertising.
Royal Decree. All right.
Which created a 4-hour advertising window that sportsbooks can only advertise in.
All right.
Between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. Spain time.
Okay.
Outside of that window, they can't advertise.
Okay. But
which leads into the sponsorship stuff that is going on now.
All right.
La Liga has 8 teams which on their shirts and also on their sleeves, and most of the teams have sleeve things, but main advertising on their shirts have sports betting companies.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. I wonder how that's going to affect
go along with this new decree. They are now banning that.
Ooh, okay.
There will be no.
That was my question.
There will be no sports betting operator sponsorships on the uniforms.
Ooh, that hurts.
And it's just a matter of they're taking an extra step in terms of dealing with the problem gambling situation that they're having throughout the country. Now, like I said, the United States is just starting out with sports betting around the country, and we're just starting to have teams get sponsored by sports betting operators.
Yeah.
Over here, they're at the other end of the spectrum where they're starting to curtail some of that sponsorships.
Well, I'm sure they don't want like little kids walking around with their favorite soccer team jersey and they have all gambling advertising on it. Probably not a good look for Spain. I guess I understand where they're coming from.
Well, one of the other things I was surprised at, Spain does not allow celebrity endorsements for sports bettors.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
In terms of the athletes, anyway.
Okay.
So
right.
Actors and actresses may do it. I don't know. But in terms of sports figures, they do not endorse sports betting operations.
So your big Spanish soccer star is not going to come out for whatever sports book. Okay.
No. So it'll be interesting to see exactly, because I know the UK and a lot of different areas in Europe are doing the same thing where they're starting to curtail the sponsorships because of problem gambling being out of control in certain areas of the country.
Interesting.
I know Australia is one of the leading countries with problem gambling issues.
I did not know that.
But Spain has gone the extra mile and have now, through this royal decree.
I love the royal decree. I like a royal decree.
They have now gone the extra step and started banning some of the sports betting sponsorships, at least for La Liga.
Okay.
The Spanish soccer team. I don't know about Spanish baseball or whatever other sports they have there. Just for the La Liga, Spanish Soccer League, they are banning the sports betting sponsorships on the shirts.
Okay.
Exit 2.
Now, your favorite neighborhood sports bar, or actually the national favorite sports bar, obviously, the self-proclaimed largest sports bar brand in the United States, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Is that their
their
main push now?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear their advertisement or wherever they said that.
They're in all their press releases. Their press
materials.
materials.
Their press releases.
They have it. Yeah.
Okay.
They claim it in their press releases.
All right.
But their logo, their slogan on the commercials: food, fun, sports.
Yeah.
Soon you may see it become food, fun, sports, and esports.
Oh, okay.
On June 26th, Buffalo Wild Wings filed a trademark application for the official bar of esports.
Really? Well, I guess, they have lots of TVs in every Buffalo Wild Wings I've been into across the country, so I guess they can devote a couple of TVs to esports.
Well, of their 1,238 locations throughout the United States, they are slowly becoming the esports bar anyway. The show that's on Turner, E-League, which has been going for a couple years now, they are the official restaurant of the E-League.
Oh, okay.
The show. That's what it's called, E-League. They have branded segments on it, and this is on TBS late at night.
Okay.
When they show it. They also have official sponsorships with Team Dignitas.
All right.
They were the first ever jersey sponsor for this team. They also have player appearances at their restaurants. They have exclusive content on websites for this. Also, they have huge branding across their Twitter and Facebook pages. and Twitch.
Okay, well, here's my question. As you know, I like their wings. They're very good. What do I get? I get the curry wings, Thai curry wings, which are fantastic. I love them. I go in there every day, and every time I'm in there, I get the Thai curry wings. Me as a guest of Buffalo Wild Wings, when I walk in there, how will I know?
You won't.
Oh, I won't. Okay, why not?
They're not going to do anything different with the restaurant.
No, I just figured they'll be, I know in New Jersey, Buffalo Wild Wings has some deals with sports books, and you have the tickers going across. But, like, if I go into Massachusetts, I mean, I'm not going to see esports posters or esports
The
things
idea
around,
behind all of this is that when there's an esports tournament going on,
okay,
they're going to have watch parties.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool.
Problem is, you really this is where I'm having an issue with it, because esports and sports fans, on the surface, you would think maybe they're the same type of person. You know, they're both sports if you look at it that way. But when you have football games going on a Sunday afternoon when there's an esports tournament, and an esports kid asks them to change the channel from, say, like we're in a Philly Buffalo Wild Wings. Are you sure a Philadelphia Eagle fan is going to say, okay, you can change my game and put the video game on?
Well, I think esports are filled with a lot of savvy business people, and I would think they would schedule their events not around big time, the main four sports, which is baseball, football, hockey,
when do you
basketball.
Do that?
I don't know.
In a normal year,
maybe during the week and nighttime during the week. I know you want to get the younger kids out to B-dubs.
You can't control an esports tournament going overseas in Europe.
Well, that's true.
I mean, it's a matter of putting a Twitch channel on TV or a YouTube channel where they're streaming the event. Mm-hmm. I think right now, especially this year, they're not going to do it. Okay. Because of all four leagues going on at the same time, possibly.
There's going to be a lot of TVs going in Buffalo Wild Wings this fall, because I think every sport is going. Hopefully every sport will be going at the same time.
They're going to have to plan this out if they're serious about doing this.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to really have an esports watch party as well as a football game going on or a basketball game going on. Even a fantasy sports crowd.
Well, it's all about the scheduling. You got to get the and esports. The viewers and the players are a younger age bracket than your normal, Phillies or Red Sox or Yankees fans. So I guess you can work around the schedule.
Well, you can actually even cordon off a room.
That's true.
In some of them too. Maybe do it that way. But again, they have filed the trademark application. Doesn't mean they're actually going to go through with it, but they filed the application for the official bar of esports.
Ah, cool.
Exit 3.
Well, move over ESPN and CNN. We now will have VENN.
VENN. Okay. All right. What is that?
The Video Game Entertainment and News Network.
Really? Okay.
They will be launching in beta August 5th. Now, the fact that it's a beta should tell you right off the bat it's a streaming TV channel.
All right.
It's a 24/7 network dedicated to pop culture and gaming.
So when they say a streaming network, I'm thinking if I have a Roku or an Apple player on my TV.
Or an Amazon Fire.
Or whatever for streaming. You're gonna be able to see VENN
when it launches.
Okay, when's it going to launch?
Well, the beta is going to launch August 5th, like I said.
Okay.
We don't know when the full version is going to be. They have about maybe 5 or 6 different shows ready to launch right off the bat here for the beta.
Okay.
It's all original programming. It's going to be some are talk shows, some are going to be, like a sports center.
All right. Okay.
And other ones are going to be news shows, talking about what's going on with the different leagues and all that stuff. It's according to the VENN release, the network is aimed at the streaming generation, raised at the intersection of gaming and entertainment.
Okay.
Boy, that's lofty right there, just the way they phrased it. But they've put a lot of money into it. Their studios they have a 50,000 square foot Vista studio in Playa Vista.
Playa Vista.
Yeah. Playa.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they should change the name for it. It's good marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But it's a 50,000 square foot studio where they're going to be doing the initial broadcast from.
Okay.
They are planning a flagship studio in New York's 3 World Trade Center to open next year.
That's big time.
Yeah,
that's big. That's big time rent money too.
They raise gobs of money.
Good. They're going to need it for the New York World Trade Center area.
And it's really interesting because they're planning on, let's see, 1,000 square foot studio space, a 30 million pixel LED wall and floor for the digital storytelling and interactive formats.
Wow.
So not only are the backgrounds going to be digitized, the floor that they're standing on or broadcasting from is going to have something going on too.
Okay, all right.
So they're going all out in terms of graphics.
Well, I guess so, yeah. Boy.
It'll be interesting to see exactly how this differs from some of the other programming that's out there. I mean, the fact that it's all in one spot is one thing.
Well, it seems like they're throwing a lot of cash to it, so it's going to look good. I'll tell you that.
It's going
to look good. It's going to look professional, so hopefully, the content is good.
Well,
so,
the two people running it, Ariel Horn and Ben Kuzin, they have backgrounds in the business in terms of esports as well as production. Actually, Ben Kuzin's father, he is the founder of the company that became GameStop.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So they are long.
They got pedigree.
Yeah, they got pedigree. And Ariel Horn actually worked with NBC Sports. So they should have the right combination of broadcasting talent and content that may actually make this thing work.
Well, it's going to look good. I'll tell you that.
Exit 4.
I just had to include this story because I think it's actually kind of interesting and weird at the same time.
Sure.
The ESPN 30 for 30 is planning a multi-part documentary on the 86 Mets.
Which, by the way, I'm loving this story because the Mets in the mid-'80s had such a cast of characters. It's just absolutely amazing. They were one of the most interesting teams of the 80s. I'm not a Mets fan, but, I was a fan of the 86 Mets because they were playing against Boston. I know a lot of people in Boston and a lot of people on social media were saying, gee, I wonder how this is going to end. I can't wait to see this because it's an interesting team, interesting players, and a fantastic ending.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Anytime you're dealing with a subject that includes Lenny Dykstra, it's always interesting.
Oh, yeah.
But again, the series, is not going to focus on the World Series. Mm-hmm. It's going to focus on the entire season and the people and the players. According to ESPN, the network has promised hours of never-before-seen footage of the team.
That's what I mean. I can't wait.
That's what I'm curious to see.
I mean, you have Gooden, Hernandez, Strawberry. It's just going to be absolutely amazing. And all of them were just, great ball players, but really interesting people off the field.
I just want to know how many parts they're going to make. Because
it's 30 for 30, isn't it 30?
No.
30 minutes?
No, it's 30 minutes. But,
yeah. Isn't it 30 minutes?
But no. It's multi-part. There's going to be more than one episode.
Okay. I was going to say, a 30-minute
documentary.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
So basically they're approaching it like the Jordan thing, which was actually technically under the 30 for 30 banner.
But it wasn't 30
minutes.
But
it wasn't 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is going to probably be a little bit more. And also, given the executive producers, you have Jimmy Kimmel.
Wow. Okay.
Lifelong Mets fan, he said.
Well, he's from Long Island, wasn't he? Yeah, okay.
Cousin Sal is also one of the producers.
All right.
Kimmelot, which is Kimmel's production company. Kimmelot, Scott Lunker. ITV is involved in this as well. ITV, a lot of people may or may not know, is a European-based company with an American arm, but they do a lot of docuseries, a lot of reality programming, and they turn it around pretty quick. So we may see this sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Because they just announced this.
Oh, okay. So nothing's been filmed or anything like that?
They're filming now.
Okay. All right, they're doing it now. Wow, I can't wait.
And they're going to be focusing on a lot of the guys. You mentioned a lot of the characters. Strawberry, Gooden, Hernandez, Dykstra. Those are the ones they're probably going to be focusing on because those were really the main guys of everything in that team. Sure. And it was actually interesting to watch them go throughout the season and get to the World Series, and then the Red Sox get Buckner.
Buckner, yep. And today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store available in over 95 cities across North America. Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And get in touch with Turnpike Sports. You can call or text us at 609-512-5910, 609-512-5910. At Turnpike Sports is the show's handle on Facebook and Twitter. At Turnpike Sports Radio is our Instagram handle. Email is info@turnpikesportsradio.com. You can listen to the show through Pandora Podcasts, iTunes, the radio.com digital app, and also Spotify. Don't forget, you can also watch the show on your smart TV. Go to turnpikesports.net. You'll be able to catch the show on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Just head on over to turnpikesports.net, and you'll be able to click on the channel button.
Stick around, because later on we're going to have a Turnpike Sports book report where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. But right after this, we're going to have a By the Numbers segment, so we'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Yeah, you, come here. Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore.
Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here.
Use offer code
SPICE404.
They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more.
Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-515-1558, 800-515-1558.
And By the Numbers is sponsored by Play Sugar House Online Casino and Sportsbook in New Jersey. Sign up at playsugarhouse.com/Pike and get a first deposit match up to $250. Enjoy the casino experience online. Play Sugar House offers over 400 games online, slots, table games, even bingo. It's like being in a casino without leaving your home. That's playsugarhouse.com/Pike to get your first deposit match of up to $250 today. Must be 21 years or older and physically present in New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 800gambler.org.
And we have another edition of Turnpike Sports by the Numbers today, where we let the numbers tell the story.
All right.
First up, the number 114,000.
Well, that's whenever you get numbers like that, it's interesting. I don't know. That's is it a amount of money or something
Yes.
like that? Okay, all right. I have no idea what it is. I'm lucky I got that part.
In honor of the Video Game Entertainment News and Entertainment Network, whatever, VEN,
Yeah.
I figured we'd do a video game entry today.
Oh, it's video game. Okay, so it's a dollar amount. Okay,
This is the
dollar
amount of money spent to buy, or actually bid, and won at an auction for a rare, unopened copy of the classic video game Super Mario Brothers.
$114,000. Why? Is it a rare thing? It doesn't. I didn't think Super Mario Brothers was a rare game to find.
First of all, it is incredibly rare to find this type of game.
Okay, why is that?
It was on a scale of 1 to 10.
Right.
It was near perfect. It was a 9.4 out of 10. That was determined by the auctioneers.
You mean condition-wise, of the box and
Yep.
everything? Okay, that's all right.
Technically, it wasn't even in a box.
Okay.
It was a box within one of those plastic shells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so it's that. I always thought that was kind of a shoplifting prevention device.
It was still in all that.
Okay, it was still that. Okay.
But the fact that the box had the cardboard hanger attached to it.
Huh. Okay.
See, when Nintendo first entered the U.S. market, they used to send out a batch of the games to the stores that were like test products to get the first run out there.
Okay.
And the original boxes had a cardboard hanger attached to the box where they just put it on the hook in the store.
All right.
And as Nintendo became more and more popular and they started selling more and more products in the United States, they got a stronger foothold in the country. They took the video game boxes and they started doing shrink wrap around them.
All right.
Now, this particular version of the Super Mario Brothers game had the cardboard hanging hook inside the shrink wrap.
So basically, that's what you're paying for? Really?
Well, this was done. Here, I found this fascinating. This was done after they made the switch to shrink wrap to do more and more mass producing of the games.
All right.
But they never took the tool and die machine and changed it to get rid of that cardboard hook. So the machine was still printing out the cardboard hook, then shrink wrapping it all together. And only certain number of those exist now because they changed the way they process the packaging material.
So who's ever listening right now and they think they have a copy of a Super Mario Brothers unopened, go take a look to see for the hook and the shrink wrap or whatever.
This cardboard thing that's underneath.
$114,000, really? It
broke the record for a copy of the same game sold in February of 2019 for $100,150.
Unbelievable.
Now, this was an auction that was just for video games, arcade version games from the 80s and 90s.
Well, Super Mario Brothers, wasn't that more...
It was in the 90s.
90s? Yeah. Because I remember early 80s when we first got our Atari, which is ancient right now. So and that came out way in the late 80s, early 90s.
Well, here's some other interesting little tidbits from this. The organizers had a pre-auction estimate of sales figures at $430,000. They ended up selling everything, the entire auction, $700,000.
Wow. Okay.
Mainly because of this one game.
Wow.
Here's some other news and notes here. They had one of the items up for bid was the Sega Pluto 2 console. Now, you may not
I've never heard of that.
I never heard of it either because it was never offered for sale.
Oh, okay. So this was like a kind of a beta or a test thing, huh?
This was the next step in the Sega Genesis, Sega Pluto line of video game consoles.
Wow.
That never got to market. That went for $84,000.
Okay.
This was actually the second model, and here it is. I got in my notes here. The Sega Saturn console line of everything. I'd never even heard of the Sega
never
Saturn.
heard of it. Never heard of it.
Never released to the public. So if you have
What
one,
huge money
Yeah.
is being offered for these games. Oh, my God.
a copy of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
I remember that. I remember the arcade game Punch-Out.
Fun game.
It was, yeah.
Not worth $50,000.
Wow.
Not to me.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
to somebody, they bought it for $50,400
Wow.
at
All
this auction. And also one of the first sealed copies of Super Mario Brothers 3 sold for $38,000.
So the key I'm getting now for these games is they have to be sealed, right?
Well,
they
with regards to Super Mario Brothers 3,
All right.
there are less than 10 in existence.
Wow.
I would have thought that'd go higher with, that kind of, not that many.
Yeah, with
on the
10 in
market.
existence?
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
But you know what? Super Mario Brothers 3 may not be as popular as Super Mario Brothers. So I still remember Mario being part of Donkey Kong.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. Atari had the Donkey Kong. I remember that. When you're talking about Mario, that's what I think of. That's my age range, by the way. I remember Donkey Kong.
Well, this was a total video game auction, and congratulations to all the winning bidders.
Yeah, right?
Enjoy the games that you can't play. The next number is $3.36 million.
I have no idea what 3 point. Is it a rating?
No.
No TV ratings? Okay.
No. This is the amount in royalty money earned by Peyton Manning last year.
For what? Royalty for what? The commercials?
No. This is just NFLPA stuff.
Okay.
Jerseys, video games,
Wow.
trading cards.
So he's been out of football for 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years, 4 years?
Maybe a little more than that, yeah.
And last year he made $3 million from
The only
NFL sales.
The only player to crack $3 million for these types of sales.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 was Brady.
Okay, man, he's still playing.
Yep, $2.99 million. Well, this is even active and retired.
Oh, okay. All right.
So most of these are active players. Actually, only Manning is not active in this list.
So Manning is more popular than most of the
active players.
Yeah. In a monetary sense.
He beat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes.
Wow. Really?
Mahomes had $2.78 million in sales.
Wow.
So they were the top 3: Manning, Brady, Mahomes.
Jeez.
Of the top 10, only 6 of these guys cracked $2 million. Manning was the only guy that cracked 3. There was another 5 that cracked the $2 million. You have Dak Prescott, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, $2.56 million.
All right.
Saquon Barkley, $2.34 million. Juju Smith-Schuster was right there with $2.19 million.
Very surprising.
I didn't expect Smith-Schuster to be in the top 10 of jersey sales, but I guess there must be something there. But and the highest ranked defensive player, J.J. Watt.
What was he at?
He just rounded out the list. He just came in at just under $1 million.
See, I would think that J.J. Watt would be more popular than Smith-Schuster because he's on TV a lot. He has this ultimate tag TV show. I thought that would translate into more T-shirt sales, but I guess not.
Again, defensive players don't sell as high as everybody else. He was in the top 20, basically, J.J. Watt. So, they had a whole bunch of sales, and let's stay with the NFL for the next number, $5 million.
Okay, is that a $5 million? Well, since the NFL is not playing right now, and this is a recent number, Doug?
Very recent.
Is it a payment of something or a?
There.
It's a payment.
It's a settlement.
It's a settlement. Okay.
Remember when they signed Antonio Brown?
Are you kidding me? They gave Antonio Brown $5 million.
He was looking for $9 million.
Well,
because his signing bonus was $9 million.
Okay.
The first half of it was to be paid on September 23rd, and the second half was supposed to be paid in January.
All right.
Now, September 23rd is an interesting date because they cut him 3 days before that.
He only played one game with the Patriots, from what I remember.
And he was cut before the first half of the payment was due, the signing bonus. So they refused to pay it.
Mm-hmm.
and he took him to the appeal board, whatever, the grievances.
Yep.
And after all this time, the settlement was they would pay him $5 million.
Wow, what a payday for one game. Wow.
Well, they also
after all that trouble in one game, he got $5 million out of the Patriots.
They also, they've been up against a cap all this time. They have no money basically to go out and get anybody else. They had to do incentive-laden deal with quarterback Cam Newton. But given this, and also they did a undisclosed settlement with the Aaron Hernandez family too.
Oh boy! Okay.
And they got a credit against the cap for the settlement with the Hernandez family. They got $2.55 million in cap relief just for the Aaron Hernandez settlement. Total, they got almost $8 million in cap room now between the two settlements.
Okay.
So it's interesting to see how that works now.
Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen with the Patriots now. Interesting.
Well, there's going to be some movement going on somewhere with that stuff. And last but not least, $572,000.
Is that money? Money
No.
paid to something?
No.
I don't know then.
This is the first non-dollar amount we're talking about.
Okay, the first non-dollar. I went somewhere. I figured there was a trend with the dollar amount. So
that was the number of viewers CBS had for the opening game of the National Women's Soccer League's Challenge Cup.
Okay, is that good?
Record viewership.
Nice. All right. Good.
201% higher than their previous record. Surprisingly enough, involved one of the same teams.
Which team?
This year was North Carolina versus Portland that had the record viewership. Back in 2014, it was Portland versus Houston that had the record viewership. People must love Portland.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how much this viewership was driven by betting.
That's a good question.
There's finally something to bet on.
Well,
I wonder
states,
if people watched it because they were betting on it.
A lot of states don't have the National Women's Soccer League yet on their approved betting list.
Okay,
I know Indiana just added it, I think, a month ago.
All right.
I think in anticipation of this event. Whether or not it was going to go on, no one knew until it actually happened.
Okay.
But by comparison, 492,000 viewers watched Orlando City SC versus Inter Miami CF Major League Soccer game. So there's a lot more viewers in terms of women's soccer than men's soccer.
I guess so.
So just a little tidbit that was thrown out there was, we were doing money all the way through this. I figured let me throw a non-money one out there.
Yeah, no, you threw me for a loop because I figured that was going to be money too. Well, stick around because when we come back, we're going to have the Turnpike Sports Book Report where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. So stick around because more Turnpike Sports right after this.
We like to think that we live in a nice, safe neighborhood. The truth is that a burglary occurs every 13 seconds, and homes without a security system have a 300% greater chance of getting broken into. How many homes in your neighborhood were robbed yesterday? You need to start protecting your home and family today. Call now to get state-of-the-art protection. To keep your family and property safe, call the number on your screen now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. To get the coverage you need, call the number on the screen now.
Turnpike Sports Book Report.
And the Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casinos, now your favorite sports book, available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you get a risk-free bet up to $300 and $20 bonus at BorgataCasino.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Okay, before we get to some of the news going on in terms of the sports betting industry.
Okay.
Some actually sports bets we have to talk about here.
Okay.
First, it was a jam-packed weekend of sports.
Yeah, especially NASCAR and golf.
And UFC.
And UFC,
Don't forget Fight Island.
UFC, Fight Island. But, the more interesting things for me was the NASCAR and the golf, two, I guess, relative rookies. Really newcomers.
Surprisingly, yeah.
I don't want to call them rookies, but they're newcomers, really.
Well, in NASCAR, Cole Custer, who won the Kentucky race, he is a rookie. This is his first year on the circuit. He was actually, the odds for him to win were 300-1.
Yeah, some more in other sports
in other areas, sports books.
So.
But he had he was one of the longest long shots. Let me put it that way.
Yeah,
and
I never even thought of putting any money on him.
Surprisingly, a couple people did.
Well, good for them.
There were a couple tickets at Superbook on him to win the race. There was one at PointsBet, and the guy is probably shooting himself right now because kicking himself in the butt. He actually bet on Custer.
All right.
Put a $90 bet on him to win.
Okay.
And midway through let me put it this way: a $90 bet would have won $45,000.
Okay. All right.
Midway through the race, he pulled the bet.
Oh boy, he cashed out, huh?
For $120.
Oh wow.
So
it pays
to be patient.
You know what? I might have done the same thing. I mean, it took guts to put a bet on him, on Custer, but you know what? I would have done the same thing. I mean, I can't throw shade at this guy because,
Well, I have to admit, I took a look around after the race to see if any of these betting sites had Custer on their radar.
Yeah.
I didn't see a single mention of his name anywhere.
No.
And it was actually a fun race. I caught the end of it. I always try and catch the last 10 laps because me being the sick mind that I am, I look for the accidents.
Okay, that's weird.
So, but yeah, it was an interesting race. Good for Cole Custer. Sad for the PointsBet better.
Yeah,
should have just been a little more patient.
Yeah. But like I said, that took guts to bet on him, and I think I would have pulled my bet too, just to.
I would have. Yeah, because
if I saw the payout would have been more than what I bet on. He bet $90 and he
walked away with $120.
Cashed out at $120.
Yeah, he won $30 on it.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Over in golf.
Yep.
We had the Workday Charity Classic going on.
Yep.
And I don't know if he's a newcomer.
He's doing very well right now. He is a newcomer, but he's doing extremely well on the tour. We're talking about Morikawa, of course.
Yeah. And he
absolutely fantastic ending to that PGA event. So good for them.
He won the tournament, and he had one of his biggest fans. I guess now he's the biggest fan of this guy.
Oh, someone bet on him
over at Bet Rivers. The guy goes by the handle Cash Out King J.
Cash Out King J. Okay, he didn't cash out, right?
He didn't cash out.
He hung in there, huh?
He cashed.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't cash out.
All right.
But he, according to Bet Rivers,
all right,
he secured the biggest payout ever at any of their sports books in Illinois, Pennsylvania, Colorado, and Indiana.
Wow. Okay.
$1.1 million.
Wow. This wasn't just golf, right?
No, he did UFC and he also did La Liga.
Okay.
But he had about 4 or 5 bets on Morikawa.
Wow.
Throughout the entire tournament.
Well, that guy had a great weekend. I'm assuming it's a guy, but it is a Cash Out King. If you're a king, you're a guy. So yeah. But no, he had a good weekend.
Yep. And William Hill for Fight Island.
Okay.
Had a whole slew of big bets cashed. They announced the 4 biggest parlay wins for UFC 251, otherwise known as Fight Island.
I won one parlay that weekend.
Well, these guys won 5-leg parlays, 4 of them. One hit for $108,000. Another one hit for $66,000, just under $67,000. Another one hit for just under $65,000. and another one hit for about 45 grand, 45 and a half.
Wow. Okay.
So they had a whole slew of betting activity. Still, the books did well on this fight.
Yeah. By the way, the one parlay I won, I came nowhere near winning that much. So good for them.
Well, that it was a big weekend for sports.
It was.
Going to have another one. So
it was a good betting weekend.
A lot of the books did well. Now let's talk about two of the newest markets that are in the sports betting scene, and I'm talking brand new for one of them.
All right,
Michigan. The Four Winds casinos launched sports betting on Monday.
Wow. Okay.
All three of its Michigan locations, not the one in Indiana, just the one in Michigan. They had the former Chicago Bears defensive lineman Steve McMichael do the ceremonial first bet.
So this was live. I mean, this was on site, huh?
Yes, this was on site.
I was going to say, is this online only, or this was on site?
This is on site in the book, as well as they have kiosks around the casino.
Okay, I hope everyone was wearing a mask.
Yeah,
okay,
everyone was socially distant and adhering to policies.
Good.
But he put a $20 bet on, no surprise, the Bears to win the Super Bowl.
All right.
And Four Winds is operating all their books with Canby.
Okay.
So they just launched Monday. Welcome to the family of sports betting Four Winds casinos.
All right.
Over in Colorado.
Lots of stuff happening in Colorado.
Well, everyone knows Colorado launched sports betting May 1st.
Yep.
No professional sports in the United States going on.
No, I don't think so.
None of the pro
I'm trying
leagues
to
had
think.
launched.
The soccer didn't start when they started.
No.
So,
but for the month of May, they had a handle of $25.6 million.
Pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, for what's happening right now and all the major sports on hiatus, that's pretty damn good for May.
Revenue of $96,000.
Okay.
They had over $6.5 million wagered on table tennis.
Wow.
Which was about 25% of the overall handle. Mixed martial arts, soccer, and baseball were about 6% each of the overall handle.
When you say baseball, I'm thinking
Korean and whatever else was going on in May.
Right.
I think it was just the KBO going on.
Okay.
And then darts had $130,000 in wagering.
I gotta say, darts. I tried betting on darts, and one of the sports books online here in Jersey were streaming, and they only showed the darts hitting the board. I mean, they didn't show the guy throwing or the athlete throwing the darts. They just showed the board and the dart hitting the board. So table tennis was a little weird, too. They had the two opponents just hitting the ball back and forth. It was hard to keep track of them, especially when you're watching them on streaming. So it was very interesting to watch for the first 5 minutes, and you get bored pretty quick.
Yeah, and given what's going on with the table tennis, with the Ukrainian table tennis, we got 3 states suspending
what
betting
is that?
on
I know
those.
New Jersey suspended.
New Jersey, Colorado, and Indiana.
Okay.
Because of they were warned of possible match fixing.
Yeah, allegedly they were warned of alleged match fixing. Why do I have trouble with that word? Match.
Six players in particular.
6. Okay.
Were singled out in all the releases. But New Jersey, Colorado, and Indiana have all suspended table tennis betting from the Ukraine.
Okay.
Now, other table tennis tournaments are still being bet on. There are other ones.
Okay. All right.
So if you like Ukrainian table tennis, you're kind of screwed.
All right.
Staying in Colorado, DraftKings launched their first retail book.
Wow. Okay. Good.
They're in the Mardi Gras Casino in Black Hawk, and they started taking bets in person and online on Friday.
Okay.
Going over to, let's see, I'm going through my notes here. We have Iowa. Iowa released their sports betting numbers for the month of June. 12.7 million in handle, all but 1.1 done online.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Good.
So their sports are starting slowly to pick up.
There's going to be an explosion in betting in the sports books because all of a sudden all the sports are going to be playing at once. It should be really interesting to see these numbers coming out, like to see how many people are betting and how the sports books handle. I think the volume is going to be huge when all these sports come back on.
Well, any type of volume, they're going to be welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And Indiana also released their numbers: handle of $29.78 million, and revenue of $2.9 million. 90 to 95% of it was all online.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these books aren't even open yet. I'm actually curious to see what happens in Rhode Island now, because they just introduced legislation to try and get rid of that in-person registration requirement.
Good, that's stupid.
And I
think it's ridiculous. Well,
they've only got 2 casinos offering sports betting.
What we're talking it's Rhode Island. It's very small.
Well, there's three different
The one thing we're
casinos.
talking about, there's a rule where if you sign up for the online sports books, you have to finish your registration. You actually have to physically go to a retail sports book to finish your registration, which is kind of strange, but, whatever.
Well,
especially in this day and age and in this kind of situation we're in, I don't think you want people going to the sports books.
In their defense, you can never predict the worldwide pandemic.
Yeah, but I thought it was stupid even before the worldwide pandemic.
It is a dumb requirement. I can understand the integrity issues that they're trying to avoid, and also, last but not least, going back to Colorado, the Denver Broncos are at it again. They did a deal with BetMGM this time.
Wow. Okay, so wait, they got BetMGM, they have FanDuel, and then they have Betfred. So Denver Broncos are really, I don't want to say embracing the sports betting thing, but rolling with it and making the most of it.
Well, remember how Betfred had the deal? They have the Betfred tent outside the stadium.
Yep.
BetMGM is going to have a betting lounge inside the stadium.
Wow. Okay.
So it's basically what William Hill did in the with the Devils.
Yep.
The betting lounge where they have the
now,
screens with everything on it.
You won't be able
people
to
walking
place
around.
You won't be able to physically place a bet in these lounges, but you know what? I
You
guess
can-
if
you
you
can
have the
mobile.
app, if you have the app, you can place a bet anywhere you want.
Well, that's why they're doing these lounges. Also, the same reason Betfred's doing the tent. They're going to have Betfred personnel outside doing the Betfred stuff. In BetMGM's BetMGM lounge, they're going to have BetMGM personnel helping people sign up for the app. Doing special promotions. Probably going to have an opening ceremony at some point if the season actually starts on time.
Yep.
A lot of stuff is still happening with regards to whether or not people are going to be able to players are going to be able to report for NFL training camps. They're still even trying to decide what to do preseason.
Yep.
And right now, the NFLPA and the NFL are hammering out the return to work guidelines, and they're actually experimenting with new mouthpieces, all that stuff. So it should be interesting to see if the season starts on time, number one, and number two, if there is actually a season.
Yep. Well, that'll do it for us this week. If you're going to a casino or a sportsbook, be responsible and wear a mask. We'll talk to you next time on the Turnpike.